I spent the last few years spiraling down a vortex of doom, a vortex of contrast. A few years ago, I started a blog. I started kind of my spiritual journey when I had my child. And from that height, I feel like I dropped down, like being so high up in those optimistic thoughts, and I was doing affirmations, and I just felt absolutely on top of the world. And the one thing that I wasn't doing that I didn't think I needed to do was shadow work or parts work, or basically looking at the negative things and doing the sifting and seeing what trauma lies there and the negative emotions. And I think because I tried to avoid those negative feelings and those heavy, overwhelming emotions, I went from just absolute best I've ever felt in my life to the absolute worst. And it took a few years of just spiraling down. I had attracted some very negative people into my life and experienced horrendous abuse, and I acted in ways that was very unconducive to my values and to who I want to be. And today I want to talk about love. I wanted to talk about hate. I want to talk about truth. And I want to talk about truly how I believe love is the answer. As ridiculous as that is to say, from a lot of people's perspective, they're just gonna, and I get it, I do. But if you zoom out far enough, when people are dishonest, when they're laden in trauma, they don't need punishment. They don't need abuse. They don't need pain. When people have experienced deep trauma and they've run from it and they don't want to deal with it, the last thing they need is hatred, abuse, more trauma. Like, trauma doesn't heal trauma. Love heals trauma. So, when I was at this height of my life, I failed to look into those deeper wells, into those deeper crevices of where I still held a lot of trauma and where I still had a lot of limiting beliefs and a lot of lack of self-love, rather. And falling down this rabbit hole of contrast smacked me just absolutely face first to a concrete floor of trauma. Like, no matter how much I tried to affirm or be positive or try to manifest or just be this spiritual person, without the shadow work, without acknowledging that I needed to love myself, without connecting to love, it all was just completely, I don't want to say pointless, but it was unfruitful. Let's just say that. I still was manifesting from trauma. I was still manifesting from I don't want to say self-hatred, but from a lack of self-understanding, a lack of empathy for self. And I fell into a lot of negative loops and a lot of, like I said, negative manifestations where I was met again and again and again with these old versions of me, with these repeating patterns, this trauma that I failed to face, which I am now facing now, and I am now choosing to anchor in love. And Love heals. Love is the underlying fabric. And does hatred exist? Do negative beings exist? Does lower realms, do negative realms exist? I believe so, yes. But that's not where I want to be. I want to be in the realms of love. I want to be anchored in expansive compassion. I want to understand more of the higher realms through love. And there are things in the world that are beliefs of mine. I have certain cultural and traditional beliefs, and they're so important to me. I absolutely honor them, and I hold true to them in my own life. But I cannot change the world. I can't zap things, especially through hate. I cannot hate things enough to where they'll dissipate. But I can send love. I can be love. I can anchor higher vibrations, and I can help the collective consciousness raise through my own expression, through following my own creative inspiration, through actualizing myself, through figuring out who I am, through loving myself, and through shadow work, through looking at my traumas and looking at these corrupted files in the operating system, looking through my software program and seeing what doesn't align with love. Because I truly believe, after a few years of total hell, that problems in the greater world, in the macrocosm, can only be healed through embodying in the microcosm first. When we all are individually on the microcosm, healing, deepening in our self-awareness, loving ourselves, flipping over these rocks, leaving no stone unturned when it comes to what lies inside of our subconscious mind. 95% of our thoughts are in the subconscious. So if we're not questioning what is it that we are really existing, like what vibration we're really existing at, what are our emotions, what are our actions, and what does that tell us about our beliefs? So if I'm constantly feeling a certain way and I'm making these actions, following that trail of breadcrumbs back to, okay, well then that must mean that I don't believe in myself, or that must mean that I feel insecure, or that I feel inferior, or that I believe I deserve that type of treatment, or etc., etc. When we are faced with these experiences and events in life, every single time there are opportunities for us to dig deeper into ourselves. And I believe that one of the most detrimental aspects of life right now as it is on planet Earth is that a lot of people are shielding themselves from this work. They're hiding away from it. And it's not always rainbows and sunshine and happy fairy time experiences in real spiritual work. It's heavy and it's deep, and it's a very raw experience of energy. And I think being able to dig through our mind garden, finding those weeds and pulling them out, no matter how deep they run, is truly what we can do to assist in the collective consciousness expansion. And like I said, with the macrocosm, as above, so below, each individual human soul, we need to be doing the work, and not just the affirmations and positive thinking, but the deep, painful shadow exposure and digging through our own hearts and souls and minds with love. And that is the most important thing I'm really trying to say here, is be rooted in love and do the shadow work with love, and let everything be okay. Accept it. If you find something that is disturbing, if you find something that you don't want to be there, accept it. Let it be okay. And that truly is the key to alchemizing and changing those beliefs and changing those states of being, those emotions, those reflections in our day-to-day experiences. When we are able to turn the stone, meet whatever that is with love and acceptance, transmute it, and then decide as a conscious creator, what do we want to feel? Do we want to feel expansive and competent and worthy of love as a ray from the greater mind, from the sun, the greater source sun, all these little fractals of light, these human souls dancing our dance here on earth? And I believe that this work is extremely, extremely important. Not just the, I feel so good, I feel great, I feel good, I feel great, I feel wonderful, like what about Bob? It's not just forcing ourselves to feel good all the time. Sometimes we're going to feel bad. Sometimes we're going to feel heavy. And that's part of the purging process. That's part of alchemizing. That is part of growing and understanding what's going on, becoming self-aware, raising our level of self-inquiry. We get better and better at it every single time. And then those little steps in the microcosmic world reflect on a greater scale. And I know some of Dr. Greer's research and Dr. Dispenza, they have done some amazing work with understanding the frequencies of groups of people when they're meditating and how that affects the city or the state wherever they're at. It actually reduces crime, and it does have a ripple effect. So when you're alone in your room and you're doing your shadow work and you're meditating, that has such a profound impact on all of us. We all are able to feel that, and it ripples out, and we really are one being here on Earth. We're truly in the galaxy. We are in all the galaxies. We're all a part of Source. And that doesn't take away from our individuality or our unique light codes or what is being expressed in our own rareness. But we have to help each other. And doing our shadow work is so important to manifest better things. And yeah, I just wanted to share that being anchored in love, no matter if it's through the easy times or the hard times, is key.